all the meetings, all the conferences, and try to share it not just with Servas members, but also with the community where you belong. Thank you, Albany.
Thank you, Francisco. We wish you a very good participation at CSW. So, friends, Servas friends, as I told you, my native language is Portuguese, so I apologize for the English mistakes. And please, if you speak slower, would you? Because also we have people from other countries as well. Okay, so thank you very much. I'm wondering if May and Kent, who are the organizers, would you like to say some words before Paige speaks to us?
Go ahead, May.
Oh, I'm going to go in the other room. Sorry.
Okay, I'll go. So hello, everybody. I'm Kent McCauley. I'm a Servas Canada member, but I'm also the Servas International main representative to the UN in New York. Yeah, so Servas promotes peace in a variety of ways, and of course, hosting and traveling is something we've done ever since day one. But we are also branching into more online work, including CSW, and many of you are connecting to CSW virtually online, which is superb. It's wonderful. And our connection with the UN is vitally important for Servas too, as we promote peace. And we're involved with CSW because gender equality is necessary in order to have a more peaceful world. So we really believe that our connection to this conference is vitally important in our work and in promoting peace. So we have some people attending in person in New York, and we have a lot of people attending virtually. So that's our combination here. So welcome, and looking forward to our connection this week.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Kent. You have been, you and your team are doing a very good, very great work. May?
Yes, now I'm in the Chicago, very close to New York now. So thank you everyone, and welcome to join us CSW meeting. And thank you for Kent and Paige and Francisco and Hamza. We actually work a lot for this meeting, especially Kent. You can see the email. And I hope this time we have prepared even more than before. So hopefully through our online meetings and to let everyone you learn more and we exchange more ideas here. So thank you for joining us. And I represent Servas International as a co-peace secretary, and we hope everyone we can have more to join more events like this, the UN activities, and then we involve more to promote peace. Thank you.
Thank you, May, and we also wish you a very great time in New York and the CSW. Paige?
Hello, everyone, and it's nice to see all these familiar faces. I'm in Los Angeles, and I have been going to CSW for 6 years, and I'm super excited to participate this year virtually. This is something that I've really from the very beginning wanted to see grow. And I'm really grateful for all the people that are taking charge so that we can continue this. So yeah, thank you, Kent. Thank you to our UN reps like Allison and to our peace secretaries that are here. I know we have a lot of peace secretaries. And also I want to just, and thank you, May and Francisco. But I'm really excited this year because Rachel, who is here, has taken a big, role. So I just want to acknowledge all that Rachel's doing to organize what's going on in New York and our panels. So I'm excited about that. And also we have 2 delegates here from Iran, and I want to acknowledge them, Zara and Faranique, who are all set to fly and they are struggling to get their visa. So my heart goes out to them because I wanted them there so much. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, thank you, everyone. Nice to meet everyone.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Paige. Elga from Germany is also in the Elga and Faranak, who are organizing the youth participation. And we are very glad that we have a Brazilian youth, girl, Luisa, who I think at this time, she is already in New York. So do you want to say some words, Elga and Faranak also?
Well, all I want to say is that actually Faranak and Zahra are organizing the youth group. They took over from me and they are doing it on their own now. So they are doing all this work, but they cannot go. I was really sad this morning when I connected with Zahra and learned about it. And I'm simply sad. I have tears for that. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. That last year, which was a discussion during CSW67, because some ladies participate online in the big room because they could not travel to US, and then we are aware that how difficult for some countries members to go to the US. So, but in P8, should you, I think we are talking more about CSW because actually every section we explain, we are explaining more about it because communication is always, we need improvement to tell the information and retell it. Oh, I would like to put the back, Servas. How can I do that as well? Paige and me.
It's not working for me because it's backwards. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's works for you now.
It's backwards. It's like mirror, isn't it?
How can
It
you?
looks good to me, Paige.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the sim from Iran as well. How can I do that? How can we do that?
Ebony,
It's in the
actually,
chat.
Kent already emailed to all the participants. The attachment, there's an email, there's a background attachment.
Yeah,
So later after meeting, you just download it and then you change it. You can have the same background.
And Rachel
do
put it
have-
in the chat. Rachel put it in the chat also.
I
Thank
do
you.
have the back, the Servas logo, but I don't know how to put the backwards,
So maybe we after
I can
we
go
finish
over that
this
with you
part,
later.
and then we share
Okay.
with everyone.
Thank you. So, Paige, let's talk about CSW, a little of the history.
Well, are you talking to me?
Yes,
Okay. I have something to show you. Just, is it time though for me to share about?
yes, we still
Okay.
have.
Today I'm just sharing about the first day of what to expect at the CSW. So I'll share screen if that's okay with everyone. Okay. So for just a few minutes, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to be sharing a little bit about what to expect when you get to the UN and also online. Like I will be attending virtually, so I'm going to explain a little bit about how the rest of us can be there also with you virtually.
Paige,
Yes,
would you change it for the putting full screen, please?
full screen, full screen.
It's a slide show on the top of your.
Oh, okay, but I might have to exit out because there's a link I want to put in the chat, but it's okay. We could do
Okay,
that.
I see we got spacing.
Sorry, if it's okay, I'll just share this way, but I can make it bigger. Here, let's do it big. Why not? Okay. So, next screen. So, I always, not always, for the last 6 CSWs, my favorite, I would say my favorite is the first day of CSW because everyone is arriving. There's some excitement. And also online, we can participate to hear the general, to attend the General Assembly and hear the General Secretary speak. So I want you to put 10 a.m. Eastern time onto your calendars so that you can hear the General Secretary speak at the General Assembly. And I'm going to explain how to do that. So if everyone could please just, we're going to put this on our calendar and we can all go and attend together. The General Secretary has called for investment in programs to end violence against women and to drive women's inclusion and leadership in economics, digital technologies, peace building, and climate action. He's one of the most dynamic speakers I've ever heard, and he sets the tone for all of CSW. So I highly recommend that we all attend this together.
Sorry, Paige, I'm just going to emphasize that consultation day that you just showed is on Sunday, not Monday. So it actually you have it correct in the slide there. It is Sunday. So just to underline that's when consultation day is.
Oh, my apologies. I don't think I actually put the day, but I did say that daylight savings starts on Sunday. So what I meant by that is that in the United States, our clocks change. And since this takes place in New York, it's really essential that you check your clocks and the day of, and so you don't miss it. But I didn't know it was Sunday. I really actually did think it was Monday. So I have it in my calendar, hopefully the right day.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have 10 a.m. on Monday. So we better, my apologies if I've written the wrong day. We'll double check on that. So attending virtually, there's 2 ways that I'm going to share with you right now that you can, one of them you're going to, if you cannot attend at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Paige, let me just interject for a second.
Sure.
The consultation day is on Sunday at 10, but the General Assembly is on Monday at 10.
That's my confusion.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. So the good news is that you can watch this at any time. For instance, let's say you missed the 10 a.m. and you would like to watch it. We have UN Web TV where you can catch it and you can go there and you can be able to see the General Secretary speak. So I think it's 10 a.m. Can everyone clarify? 10 a.m. is when the General Secretary is speaking, right?
Yes, yes, I believe
opening.
so.
Yes.
Okay, maybe that's what I was really focusing on. So on your calendars, put 10 a.m. on Monday if you would like to hear the General Secretary speak live. And the reason I took this screenshot is because you can watch any event at the United Nations live, but they also again will have a recorded session of the General Secretary speaking on women's gender parity and equality. So it's a really inspiring speech every year. To register, there's a second way that you can attend these events and even register for consultation day. So you can see here it starts March 10th at 7 a.m. There is a way to add it to your Google Calendar. This is the link I was going to put into the chat, which I can do at the end of this presentation. But here's the link right here. And like I said, I'll add it to the chat. The CSW68 priority theme is accelerating the achievement of gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls by addressing poverty and strengthening institution and financing with a gender perspective. So the long and short is the theme is about poverty this year and how to strengthen women's perspective. The other thing that we're going to add is the NGO virtual events. So there's hundreds of them, and the place that you're going to go to add events is the forum. So at the top, you can see it says NGO CSW Forum. That is a separate site where you can go and you can go in and you can click on Forum, Agenda, Parallel Events. And in the next screen, you can see this is also, you can go to your schedule. See how I've circled my schedule? So that's where you have all of the events that you would like to add to your schedule. So you can choose any days that you're free. You can see on March 12th, there's 80 events. On March 14th, there's 102 events. On March 16th, there's 15 and so on. So add them to your schedule and then you can have it in your calendar and you won't miss the, let's say, Zoom so that you could attend. There's also something new, and this is my last screen that I'm sharing with you. There's something new this year virtually called the Open Network Table. So you can join a table and have discussions about any of the issues that it's a way for everyone that's attending virtually to have a voice and participate in online discussions. If you're attending in person, of course, you'll be there and you will be able to participate in person. I'm going to include this link in the chat also because lots of us have questions. This will answer all of your questions. I know today you'll have questions that we can also answer in person, but I'll add that to the chat. Okay, back to Albany, and I know Kent, I'm hoping you'll share about the, or Rachel, that you'll share about the panels that will be hosting, Servas will be hosting, and the difference between the parallel and the side events.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Paige. So any questions? Oh, I'm glad to see Margarida. Margarida is from São Paulo, and we met at CSW last year. She's a new Servas member. So to participate at CSW is also a good opportunity to spread the word of Servas. So we have two new members that I introduced to Servas, Margarida from São Paulo and Elmenai from India. Okay. So Kent, let's talk about the parallel event. It's Rachel.
Okay. Well, again, hello, everybody. Yes, so what we're calling parallel events, first of all. So parallel events are connected to our activities through the NGO CSW forum. So the parallel events are the major portion of the forum. And what the forum is it's like a conference that's partly held in person, partly held virtually. And because it's a lot of it is virtual, that's why Servas members from around the world can join in and be very active within it right from their own homes. So the forum is organized by an NGO here in New York, and there are about 400 sessions that are held virtually. These are actual sessions of anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. And there are about 400 that are being held in person in New York in 3 locations near the United Nations. It's a wonderful opportunity for non-governmental organizations, or NGOs as we call them, to connect with each other. And Servas is one of those NGOs. So it's a superb, excellent way for us to connect with people, like-minded people from around the world who are doing great things on a volunteer basis, typically. So Servas is organizing 3 parallel events this year. It's very exciting that we're able to do that. Last year we had 1. It was the first ever one that we organized. And this year we're having 3, all because of the initiative of certain Servas members to take the lead in organizing them. So one of the parallel events is happening on March the 16th. It's Servas Taiwan has organized a session on rural women, especially older rural women, and how they've been able to utilize lifelong learning to increase and improve their economic status. It should be very, very interesting, and you'll be able to join that virtually. The second one is also virtual. It's about Indigenous women in North America, that meaning Canada and the United States. Rachel Ellion Baird, who's in on this call, is organizing that. That is on March the 18th. And then the final one is on March the 19th, and that's being organized by Hamsa Singh with Servas India. And she is working closely with Servas Mexico. So it's looking at women and poverty and among the nomadic women of Rajasthan in India, plus some of the indigenous women in Mexico. So again, all 3 of these parallel events, excellent topics, very exciting that we're doing it. And we urge you to join in to as many of those as you can, preferably all 3 if you can, and show good support for your Servas colleagues in doing so. Now, I did send out an email that hopefully you have received with the links to each of those 3 parallel events. And the times as well. So please look for in your email inbox for that information. The last thing I'll say is to contrast parallel events and side events. This is a source of confusion every year at CSW. So parallel events that I've been talking about are part of the NGO CSW Forum that's organized by non-governmental organizations like Servas, and they're meant primarily for NGO members like Servas. Side events take place right on the UN grounds, and they're really meant for, they're organized by the member countries of the UN or UN agencies like UN Women and the UN Development Program and such. They are somewhat more official, and side events are usually where UN member countries, I guess, demonstrate and showcase the work that they're doing on gender equality. To access those, there are 2 ways to do it. One is to have a pass to the grounds, and some of our Servas members are getting their passes to the grounds. We can have up to 20 people each year get a pass to the grounds. But those of you who are at home, a lot of these side events are being live streamed, so you are able to see them from your home as well. And so you should go to the website of UN Women. And so the website is unwomen.org. If you follow the links within that website to CSW68, you'll find the listing of side events within that. You can click on that and you'll see which ones you'll be able to access virtually. So I hope that helps. If anybody has any questions, please let me know, and I'll turn it back to Albany.
Okay, thanks, Kent. So what's the difference between parallel and side events? As Kent told us, that parallels is NGO CSW Forum, that Servas has 3 parallel events, and side events happens at winning grounds, but they are also live streams. So we are attending CSW virtually, we can join also. So we needed to go to UN Women website to see all the things that is happening.
Yeah, nice summary. That's very good.
Okay, so we were exchange messages and may point out that many of Servas are attending person for the first time this year. So we thought about giving some suggestions, considering Paige, Rachel, Kent, Margarita. I wonder, Francisco, I think Francisco is in the train right now. So give some suggestion how we can have a better or more peaceful participation. And I think that the first point is to get the UN ground pass, right, Paige? Because
You know what? I think it might be good to hear from Rachel, because she has some plans for New York, and maybe giving her a little bit of time would be good at this point. Would that be okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Rachel?
Good morning, everyone. So one of the things I can do maybe at the end of the call is we can go into the VFairs site, which is how you're going to be navigating. And there's a couple other things in that site I'd like to point out to you. And if anybody has questions on how to navigate, we can do that. I can also show you how to upload the virtual background so that every meeting that you attend, you can show people that you are attending for Servas as a member of Servas. And so, yes, we have many kind of optional in-person events this week, as many people are here for the first time. And the most important I'd like to point out is that we're having a meetup on Tuesday night from 6 to 7 o'clock at the Hilton Millennium Hotel, which is directly across the street from the UN main grounds. And the theme for that meetup is "Let's Talk About Peace." Even though we're here following different streams and areas for women across the globe, because we're a peace organization and everything that's going on in the world right now that is not peaceful, I thought it would be really great to get together and have other attendees have a chance to meet us and talk about peace. So that's at 6 o'clock at the new Millennium Hilton 1 UN Plaza. And we have several, I'm just trying to pull up our event page. I have so much going on that I'm trying to find it. Anyway, we have several in-person events that are just a chance to get together as a group and relax and have some fun, get to know each other better. And then we have some reservation-only meals where we can, discuss maybe the panels we've attended and what our experience has been for the day. Just another chance to connect as a group and have a shared experience. So our first event is today. Some people are going to the Met after they get the Metropolitan Museum after they get their IDs. And today is one of the last days for an exhibit there on women dressing women. So it's the history of women and clothing and how that affects society at the Met. And then tomorrow we're going to, again, after people get their IDs, we're going to go together for a meal, and the weather's supposed to be nice, so we'll go for a walk in the park, just whoever wants to join. Monday, we have our first group dinner, so to decompress and share notes from our first day at the commission. And Tuesday afternoon, we have a group gathering for lunch at 1:15. Everybody's welcome. Le Pan Quotidien doesn't have reservations, so we can just gather together. And again, Tuesday night is the most important gathering. It's our meetup that we're hosting at the Millennium Hilton Hotel, 1 UN Plaza in the lobby. Wednesday, we have a group lunch that is reservation at Comfort Diner. It's really close to the UN. And Wednesday night is just kind of a fun, anybody who wants to go check out the New York City Library. It's beautiful architecture. They have an amazing exhibit, including one of the reasons I want to attend is my focus is Indigenous peoples, and we have 3 panels about Indigenous peoples this year. And at the library, they actually have in their exhibit collection artifacts and information about the languaging. And there's one of the speakers in my panel, Babata, who's Ojibwe, is one of the language reclamation leaders. And she's going to talk about how language is the container for culture and traditions and knowledge. And there are artifacts at the NYC library about ancient Indigenous languages that we can actually see. So I'm really excited to see that exhibit. On Thursday, March 14th, we have our host dinners. So those of us who are being hosted, this is a chance to take your host out for dinner and for the host to meet the whole group of attendees, the in-person attendees. And then Friday night, we're just having a fun kind of close of this week for whoever would like to go. We're going to go as a group over to the Staten Island Ferry, which is free, and it go so close to the Statue of Liberty. You can see the Statue of Liberty, and at the terminal, there's hot dog stands and knishes and halal food, all kinds of, so we can just grab a quick bite and joyride on the ferry as a close to our week. And the final kind of optional event is Saturday, March 16th. We have our meeting, our wrapping up the week online with everyone at I believe it's 9 o'clock. Correct me if I'm wrong. New York time, and then it's directly followed at 10:30 by the Taiwan panel. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And the Taiwan panel will be from 10:30 to 12:30 New York time. And then some of us are meeting for brunch after that at Maison Pickle. But I've sent out the optional schedule to everyone, and you can just text me if you're interested in attending any of those events. And I will be texting everyone during, and let's meet at the lobby, let's go here, whoever wants to join us. So that's that. And I can I'll save the instructional stuff for the end if you like. Maybe before during the Q&A we can walk through some things. This year's portal is quite different than last year's, and a lot of people have been texting me individually for some navigational advice. So I'm happy to share it with everyone. Thanks. Unless you want me to do it now, it's up to you.
Thanks, Rachel. Could you repeat, please, the timing from the Servas? Is a Servas meeting on Tuesday at Millennium? It's at 7 p.m.
No, it's 6 p.m. New York time, 6 to 7 o'clock. So at 6 p.m. is the start. So the UN day ends at 6 o'clock. So you can just walk across the street and into the hotel lobby. And we'll be there talking about peace.
Mm-hmm.
So Rachel.
Yes.
Can I talk? Rachel, thanks so much for this program. It's fantastic what we are doing for the members. I think this kind of program is very interesting, especially for the foreigners who are the first time at UN CSW.
Thanks, Margarita. Yes, I wanted to show everyone a little bit of the city, and also just have time as a group to really have exchange and sharing. Yeah.
May I please add something in this?
Hi, Helga.
Well, it's wonderful that you're all in New York, but the majority of us is not there.
Right.
And I, especially for the youth who are going and those who are not going, I would really want to ask you, please send messages in our WhatsApp groups, especially in the youth group, time and again, whatever you do, so that we all can participate. At the moment, I see in the youth group, it's always the same, very few people who are communicating. And I want them to get an idea of where you are, what you do, and how you feel. And also send out messages, please join this or that meeting, or join, not your meetings of service. I'm speaking of the parallel events. So to encourage them to be there, at least in their minds and on the screen.
Thanks, Helga, for that communication.
Please remind people while they are there to send a message. I mean, usually, especially youth, are running around with their cell phones, and half in the scene on the ground and half on the cell phone. So please send out messages so that we all are part of this big community as service members.
That's great communication. I'll also join the youth group, but I encourage the youth who are also on the ground to give feed. Like if you're taking a picture of something, to I'm here, just drop it in the youth group chat, and we'll do that. We'll bring people along, and I will be I was going to be feeding into the virtual WhatsApp chat, which I think everyone's a member of, that is online at all. So but yes, share as much as you can, because it does help everyone to kind of have that connection. And also, I'll show you in the portal about more networking opportunities, but you can also chat in the portal. There is a networking feature that's Lounge, that you can share your experiences with everyone that is attending virtually, including other attendees. You can start to talk to the other attendees and maybe other youth forum people that are attending that aren't part of Servas. So it's a great feature to really utilize.
Well, while I've been speaking, I wanted to say that before, when Kent reminded us of the 3 parallel events that we have ourselves, it's not only that the Servas people should go there and we should make it known among them, that all of us have links to any other people. So suggest to them, send it out as emails and so that other groups are going and get to know Servas. So make it known and start from now. Whoever comes to your mind, people can join the forum without being members of Servas or any NGO. They can do that individually. So you can ask your neighbors, you can ask your friends, you can ask your aunt or your uncle or whoever to just go and see us in the parallel events. That is making Servas known.
Absolutely, and post it on your social media as well.
Okay, that is very interesting to spread the word of Servas and share in our social media and WhatsApp group. Margarida, I think Margarida raised her.
I would suggest the 20 members who are attending CSW, who got the ground the accreditation card, to write at least one report, short report about one side event or parallel event. So you would have at least 20 informations about some parallel or side event. And it will motivate other members to attend the virtual or in-person event for the future.
Okay, it's a
it's a commitment. Yeah, commitment for the members who are there because they got the credential through Servas. I know it's not easy to have the credentials. It's only 20 for each NGO with status at UN.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's a good suggestion. Also, Servas is asking each participant to write a report. So, Kent, can you tell us more about the report?
Sure. Just very briefly. Yes, we definitely want people attending CSW, whether they're attending in person or virtually, to share with other Servas members and perhaps beyond what they gain by participating in CSW. So everybody benefits from it as much as possible. Helga made the good point about sharing during the week using WhatsApp, and I think that's extremely important. But we do need to branch further out so that people who are not directly participating have a chance to do that, whether they be Servas members or perhaps other people as well. We are asking each participant, in person or virtual, to prepare a brief report. We'll talk more about that at our March 23rd Zoom, which will be the final Zoom of our Servas series of Zooms. We'll talk about that in a bit more depth. But the other way sharing can take place by writing articles in the Servas International News Bulletin, or in your national newsletters, or in if your national organization has a website, it's a good place to put information like that too, talking about your experiences and what you learned at CSW. I'll stop there, but that's what we're thinking.
Okay, great. It's good we know in advance that we are going to write a report. So during the week, we can make notes of the main points. If also to take photos, that is a good way to share the activity. May share some information in the chat, but I think it's only with me, May. I wonder if you wanted to share with the whole group.
Yes, I copied some. I feel it's a quite attractive one to you, especially for the youth. There are several meetings, especially for youth. So I'm wondering, because this time we have several come to New York, in-person participants. And I noticed there's one on March 15th afternoon, and it's a by invitation only. It's I post on the chatting room. It's a CSW68 Youth Forum. It's in the afternoon 4:45, and it shows by invitation only. I'm not sure our youth representatives, do you receive invitation or not? We have Victoria from Argentina. Yes. Did you receive the invitation?
Are you asking Victoria, May?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Victoria from Argentina. How are you? No, I didn't get it.
So this is maybe, I'm not sure, maybe Paige or Kent, you know that, because by invitation, I don't know who can join this, who can have the invitation, or they have to apply.
Maybe. Have you applied?
Okay.
I'm not really sure what. Oh, go ahead, Kent.
Maybe Helga will know because she's running the, well, she was running the youth forum. She probably knows all of the potentials there.
It's
Helga?
What is the question again? Sorry,
Oh, my question is, sorry, it's I noticed that there are some meetings is for youth. So for example, on March 15th,
okay,
I post on the chatting room. It's on the March 15th. It's in the afternoon, 4:45. There is a youth forum, and it's by invitation only. So I'm not sure our youth representatives, can they join this?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I haven't looked at the program yet because next week I'm personally very busy with a different job.
Okay.
That's what
So
I said before.
probably,
But I have another problem. We are putting a lot of links and posters and so on the chat at the moment. I tried to copy the complete chat into a document so that I would have it later, and that is impossible. So the only thing that you can do at the moment is well, click the link so that you have it later, and then copy the link. But what I would suggest, Kent, you said that you send it all out by mail. Maybe what you could do, you have all the addresses, send it out again so that people really have it for sure and have not deleted it by chance. Send it out by mail, and whoever is in the WhatsApp groups then can put it into the WhatsApp groups. We have the Servas World, we have the Servas organizers, and we have the youth chat. And I think that is all we can do at the moment. And you can reach out to your national secretaries and your national groups that you have. But
Sorry, just to clarify, you're talking about printing out the chat, correct?
yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So
but I think actually people are wanting the links to the parallel events. No.
Yeah, but we can't copy anything in the
I
chat.
can't
For some
copy it
reason, that
from the
feature
chat.
is not working. I
I
had
just
put that in
meant-
chat.
I just meant that's what people are wanting to get in an email. That's all I meant.
Yes, that's what, and that is what Ken sent out already. So just send it out again to make sure everybody knows. Put an important to your mail so that people see there is something that they should really watch out for.
and again, you're talking the 3 parallel events that
The
Servas
3
is
parallel events with the links. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, will do.
Well, what I'm doing at the moment is, as youth group is concerned, I am linked with Chiara because Chiara was in New York several days before. She's in our meeting here as well. I'm sending out suggestions that I get from other groups, and she goes through them and has a look if that is interesting for youth. So I expect Chiara to pass it on to people that might be interested when she considers that. So there is a link at the moment, and I will start doing that with the youth group altogether. I will send out. So if you have suggestions, please send them. Yeah. Send them directly to me. I mean, most of you, I think, have my WhatsApp number and also my mail address. So you know how to connect with me.
Yes, and I wanted to add that for somebody has never been in such a conference, it's like really overwhelming. So I'm trying to really go through it all. So any recommendations of like names you can recognize in this world and you think are good speakers or interesting, just maybe highlight it because it's really hard to distinguish what's interesting and what's maybe, what to choose because it's so much and such a fill of just possibilities. And on the youth part, I would really appreciate it if this like possibility you were saying that there's a meeting for youth. Maybe I've never seen it, and if it's invitation only, maybe we can like just send an email in. But I think it's a really nice idea to actually look out for things that like connect also youth and maybe brings more youth into Servas. I think that's something Servas is also interested in. So maybe if you see something like that, please just send it in the group again or just send it to me directly. So I can just write an
Also-
email and ask.
Great. Also, can I speak to both of those things? So, oh my gosh, I've already forgotten the first thing, but when we go into the virtual portal, I'm going to show you kind of also how to network and create a youth forum dialogue inside there virtually. Somebody asked me a question about how to participate in the parallel events. So each event decides the level of participation. You can chat or leave questions in the chat with a queue in front. And some events will allow hand raising and actually to speak and share in real time. It's up to each individual organization in the event itself. Kiara, could you ask your first question again? There was the youth forum question and then, hello, Kiara?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
what?
think the first question was, do you hear me?
Yeah, it's cutting out a little bit. Go ahead.
Just saying that more like a notice for everybody to just keep in mind that's something totally new for some of us. So if you have any good examples or have any
right.
good names that come up that you have
Right.
already seen, because I think some of you already have been in this world and just recognize
Okay.
names.
So let me speak to that. So everyone that is speaking usually has an amazing voice to share. So what I would recommend is the way the formatting is this year as you scroll through day, right, through each day, is to look at what you're drawn to, what so for instance, I'm attending all the Indigenous panels. I'm attending things having to do with legalese because I used to be in law. So what is your interest in the world? What do you want to communicate or contribute to the world? Maybe you're interested in sustainability or combating global warming. Maybe you're interested in there are several panels about youth actually this year and youth activities, youth participation globally. So those would be really good if you're part of the youth forum to attend, because you'll meet other youth that are also, you're the future and you're creating this wave of connectivity together. Maybe you're interested in water rights. Maybe you're interested in turning back the tide of violence against women and girls. And so there'll be panels that you want that personal connection of interest, because all of the speakers will be, pretty amazing. Honestly, I attended over 5 panels a day last year. I went crazy because it was my first time, and I attended a lot. And there were very few where I was like, oh, I didn't learn anything. There was so much information. And just also meeting these people that are on the ground doing this work, you'll create relationships that will last you a lifetime, the people that you want to connect with, and then you can look up their information. The other thing about the portal is if you click on the speakers, it gives their bio, their contact information, everything. So if there's somebody that you want as a mentor, somebody that you want to work with, you can contact them directly. So yeah, I would really encourage you to follow your own intuition and your own interests. And this is also how, not only on the ground, but virtually, we kind of spread out, because there's hundreds of panels and there's all these different topics. So each of us just organically are drawn to certain things. We have all these sustainability goals of the UN, and we're not all focused on one. We're interested in different levels. I'm interested in how policy is written. That might not be anybody else's jam, right? So that's what I would recommend, versus looking at, this speaker is really well known. I mean, these are a lot of people that are the top in their field that are coming to this commission. So yeah, follow your heart in what your interests are. Thanks.
Also, there is some that are in Spanish or in other languages. So I'm just letting you know that that's a possibility. And if you're needing translation, I think that they also offer translation. One other suggestion is, if you think you might not get the email or be on the email list, if you need Kent's email, I was thinking maybe Kent, if you could put your email in the chat. And then one other thing that Helga or everybody is saying, we can't copy this, but if you want to use your phone right now and take a picture of the links, when you log into Zoom, you just use the numbers to join a meeting. So the link for the Zooms has a number after it, and that is the number to log into that Zoom. So you could actually take a picture of the links. Is just another, I'm just don't know who is on this Zoom. I don't know if you're all in the, have you all applied for CSW for the virtual forum with us? So I don't know if we have your email, is what I'm trying to say. And it sounds like there's a lot of interest outside of this group to attend the Servas meetings that we are presenting, which are a bigger thing. So I'm going to propose that these 3 not only are sent to our group in email, but also are posted on the Servas International website. So I'm going to have Carla, who's post these onto our actual website, so that you could find them there also.
Yeah, and the Instagram as well. Would you help? We have some question in the chat. One is from Claudia. I'm wondering if Kent or Rachel Page can answer. How do we participate in virtual meeting? Only listen or also speak, share question?
You have to register with NGO, the NGO forum, and I put the link earlier in the chat. But Rachel, go ahead. You were going to.
Yeah, I had already mentioned this, and I also wrote it in the chat that the level of participation is up to each event. So they'll let you know at the beginning of the event. For example, my parallel panel, we're taking questions in the chat, and then I have a youth co-moderator who is going to be watching the feed and pulling the questions out to ask to the panel members. So that's an example of how you can, yay, how you can participate. Yeah.
There's been so much coordination. You would not believe. I mean, from Helga working with the youth and Faranac and Zara, and then Rachel organizing, and then we have Julie in Canada who has also been, giving her wisdom for all the panels. We have ginormous amounts. Kent even said, wow, I don't even get paid for this, and it's a full-time job. You would not believe how much over the last 6 years we've worked to make this successful. And Albany taking on this chat, this whole, and May, you have no idea the amount of people. So I'm just so thrilled that all of you are here and that you want to participate. It is confusing. We've all been confused, but the truth is there's so many women coming from around the world to share their voice. And there is going to be things that you want to see and cannot fit it into your time schedule. So if you find something you urgently must know more about, these are all recorded. You can find it again. This is, they have a YouTube channel, they have UN TV where everything is recorded. The people that are hosting these events are going to repost them, the recording of them later. So we're going to try on many, many levels to get the word out so that you can all be part of it.
Thanks, Paige. And a big thank you to Paige too, because she has also full on been nursing this presence that we're growing at the UN. And much thanks to you for your continued assistance. I couldn't have done anything without. I'm constantly texting Paige. What do you think about this? How do I do this?
Paige is a good mentor. Thank you, Paige, and all of you that are organizing it. Any question? I see in the room Lily from Mexico and Hamza from India, who is organizing a parallel event, right?
Hello, good evening and good morning to you.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your panel?
Lily, Hamza?
Yeah, me and Lily, we are joined. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, as Rachel was, Kent was mentioning, this is a joint session by me and Lily, and she is going to talk about the indigenous people. And I'm talking about a nomadic group. There are so many in India, but this one particular group I'll be talking. And it will be interesting to know because these community about whom I'm going to talk, they are really very poor, and how we can help them and how government is doing things for them would be interesting to know. So that is my session on the 19th of March. And Lily, and one more thing I wanted to add here. I'm in touch with Jojo. We have one Servas member here from Germany, Udita Bakchi. She wanted to volunteer for to become a moderator for the session with Taiwan. So maybe you can talk to Jojo and Udita. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah. So So Udita is willing to be the moderator for the session to be conducted by the. Yeah.
Hamza, I knew Jojo Lei already found moderator.
Okay, but I had a chat with her that time. She said she'll let me know about it. So
I
please
just
check it out
talked
because
to
I
her. I
spoke.
just talked to her several hours ago. So they already find it. Yes.
Okay, thank you then. Because I thought I spoke to Udita and Jojo also.
So
please confirm
let
it
me
with
say
her.
something
Yeah.
about that too. Dan, our technical person, is recommending that we have a co-moderator in case there's any Wi-Fi connectivity issues where we are, that we have people in 2 different locations. So my co-moderator is going to be Yasmin, who's a youth group member. But there might be a position where she can be backup, and it's great to.
Rachel,
Yeah. Anyway,
Rachel, excuse me.
that's a discussion for.
I would.
Is that
I would
Hamza?
like to have Udita. Yeah, that's me. I said I can take Udita as a co-moderator.
Great.
So Udita, you can join my session on the 19th.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, Lily, would you like to share something?
Good morning or good evening, everyone. I feel very honored to be in this meeting. I recognize some friends here, and yes, we are organizing. I think would be interesting because Hamza, we will talk about the nomadic woman in India, and I will be talking about indigenous women that belong to a very specific community. Unfortunately, I just find one woman, but I think in the interview she talked about the very, very specific and important points that we need to know about poverty, discrimination, especially for these women in Mexico. So I invite you all. I hope to see you all there. And thank you. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Hamza. Thank you.
Welcome. It's a pleasure working with you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all from our end, Alvani. Yeah.
Okay, Hamza, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lily. It's very nice to see you all there. Go ahead, May.
Yes, I would like to suggest for in-person participants in New York, because there are a lot of meetings. So this is also my first time to New York to join CSW. So my way is to list all the meetings I want to join, and I will put the UNCSW side events to be my priority, because I already in New York. So I want to talk face to face to these people. So, but my priority is to choose to the meeting room directly. So I can have the exchange with other countries and representatives. And so for participants, we go into the New York. I was suggested to join these meetings. And the second is the NGO CSW. They also have in-person meetings. And these meetings are not so many because it's face-to-face. The space, meeting rooms are very limited. So we can choose from here. And then if you still have time, actually no time for others, because this meeting already has plenty of meetings here. So there's no time for virtual meetings. But of course, for you, if you don't come to New York, the first priority is virtual meetings. Yes. But even some in-person meetings, UN use the UN Web TV to have the live on the website, official website. And this is so for example, the opening ceremony, they have live just now Paige mentioned, live TV on the official website of UN. And even better is they have translation. I remember it's 5 or 6 languages. So if it's Spanish and something Chinese, even Chinese. So if you are not in New York and you just watch the TV, sometimes it's even clearer than you are in New York. That's my suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you. Rachel, your hand is raised.
Yeah, I wanted to say something about that too. So for those of us who are in person, we're in person the first week. So when we go back to our homes for the second week, then we join the virtual attendees, and there are many, many, many parallel panels. Most of the parallel panels are actually the second week. So still lots on, and we can also still tune in to both the body politic via UN television and side events that are still going on. As May mentioned, there'll be a few in person the second week, but we can also watch them being streamed live. So we still have full access, but all virtually once we leave the UN grounds in New York. Thanks.
Thanks to Rachel and May. Angelica? Or Angelica, do you wanna talk? It's good to hear another voice.
Do you mean me? And
Yes, you have a question in the chat.
No, it's not a question.
A suggestion.
No, it is not a question. I just said in the chat, one strategy when you are in New York can also be you choose a building for the day or a half of a day, and then you stay there and take everything what is going on in this building, and next day you go to another building. And don't miss to go to the UN building too, to the official negotiations, to the official conference. Okay.
Okay.
There in the chat also, people are saying, how can we advertise that we're representing Servas? So you can also change your name, like we have, like I have US Paige Lacombe near mine, but I could have Paige Lacombe or Paige Servas International with my name. You could change it, rename yourself, and then you could also have the backdrop so that people can see who you are. And I know our representatives have something that Kent is bringing. Kent, do you want to tell what you're bringing?
Yes, they are bookmarks, and these there are about 500 of them have been printed, and these are to distribute to people who don't know anything about Servas, to increase that Servas profile among them. Looking forward to that.
Great, it was very nice. Because last year, in the last minute, we made a business card, a virtual business card. And the bookmark, Servas bookmarks would be nicer, right?
Rachel, could you put the backdrop in the chat again, because some people are asking?
Yeah, and I think Kent has also emailed it to everyone, and I'm going to show people how to do it in a minute.
Okay, great.
What you could probably do that right now if you want to show, because there's
let me. I was just going to speak to the other point.
Oh yeah.
So we cannot distribute anything on UN grounds physically, pamphlets, bookmarks, anything, just to let people on the ground know. What we're going to be doing, I'll be there today and tomorrow when people are in line for the ID badges, introducing Servas, talking about our panels coming up, giving bookmarks out to people while they're waiting, because the line is usually a couple hours long. So it's a great opportunity. It's not UN grounds. But we also do have both digital business cards that you can have on your phone that people can just scan. And you can also, Paige can talk about how to change your WhatsApp settings so they can also just make an instant contact with you. And Kent has also sent us attachments if you want to print out business cards with all that information. Udita, we have a different one that I'm going to drop in the chat in a minute. If you notice Paige's background and mine, it says 75th anniversary of Servas. So Francisco gave us this lovely backdrop. So yes, if you could use that in any virtual meeting that you're at, it gives us a lot of visibility online. You know, people go, oh, they're from Servas. Okay, so I'm gonna drop it in the here we go. And I know that people are having a problem copying, which is why I mentioned Kent had sent this as an email to everyone. If you didn't receive it, just drop Kent an email that you needed and he'll forward it to you again. But I can, if you'd like, Alvani, is this okay? I could show people some technical stuff right now. Would that work?
Please do.
Okay, so everybody who's online on a computer, I know that the panels are different on your phone, but if you see where you mute and unmute, the microphone next to it, it says stop video. And there's a little arrow pointing up next to it to the right of it. Does everyone see that? And people can unmute and talk if they can't find it, so I know that you're following. So anyway, click on the arrow. I'm going to do a share screen. Hopefully this will share. Oh, that doesn't help. Okay, stop share. Anyway, okay, so you'll have to find it. But if you click on the arrow and then you choose virtual background, right? And so it says virtual background, video filters, avatars, and to the far right of that, so your picture is going to be above it. And then there's a header with that information. On the far right, you'll see a plus symbol, and you'd click on that and add virtual background image, and you click, and then it's going to ask you to pull it probably from your desktop, and you find the file and you just add it. So then it'll be in your list of images, right? And then what you do is you just go virtual backgrounds and click on the background that you want. So I'm going to go, let's see if I can scroll up. So you probably have some stock images in there. They're included in Zoom. So there's a stock image. And now I'm clicking back onto the file that I loaded. And that's it. And then you exit out. You just hit the red close button. Is that clear to anybody? If that isn't clear, let me know. And
yeah, I could do.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So if everybody could try to change their background now, anyone who doesn't have the background, let's just try it. And then if there's any problem, we know we can help you.
I don't know where to find it. Was it in an email? Where did I get the picture?
Yeah, Kent sent it in an email. So if you scroll,
okay.
I wonder with the photos, you might be able to click and drag it off of the Zoom chat into your desktop. Let me see if that works. Yeah.
In the chat, if you just
you can
hover,
Huh?
if you hover over the Servas, it gives you a download option. And when you download it, just download it to your desktop, and then you'll be able to find it easier.
Is everyone able to do that? If anyone isn't, you can unmute and let us know.
So the one that Kent sent is the one that I've put, but it is not like the one that you have
He sent
used.
one more recently, and it says a thank you to Francisco for providing it. I think it was this week that he sent it. Did you find that? Oh, you're muted, Arya.
Yeah, I'll find out.
Okay, great. Yeah, or you can download it off the chat if you have the download feature.
Yeah.
If you have an iPad or Apple product, it doesn't download, but I think with PC it does. Okay. And I mean, either background is fine, but it's nice to have the 75 anniversary because that also kind of draws people's eyes. Okay. Well, if anybody has a problem, you can also text me later and I can go over it with you. Okay, so let's just go.
Rachel,
Yeah.
May I ask you, because I could add in my backdrop, but is on reverse side. How
It's
can I
not
change?
reverse when we're seeing you.
Oh, it's not?
Nope.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's not a mirror image on the screen.
Okay,
If you
thank
look at
you.
yourself on the screen, it's in the right. So now I'm going to share screen and go to the portal. Share. Oh,
Well, you
sorry.
see that I got the mirror.
Yeah,
That's
it might look
okay.
like a mirror, but when it doesn't look like a mirror to us.
But to me.
Yeah, in your picture, but if you look in the Zoom,
Okay.
it's the right way around. I know it's a
Yeah.
strange thing how that works. So so I am on the VFairs page. So Paige had talked about this. Let me drop it down a little bit. So if you could put this in your URL, ngocsw68forum.vfairs.com, and click on that. And if you haven't registered yet, it's going to take you back to the NGO CSW forum to register. And you'll need the information that you registered for NGO 68 with. But then it's going to take you to this screen where you log in. And after you've registered, you only need your email to log in. Okay. So I'm just going to go over a few things that are on this page. So this is when you log in, this is the first screen that you get. And if anyone isn't following me, please unmute. And I've shrunk you so not everybody sees everyone on my screen. So if you're not following, please let me know and I can go back. So you get this virtual picture of the grounds and you just click on enter the NGO CSW68 forum. And we have sent a series of emails and chats recently about watching the orientation video. It gives you a great background of how CSW was formed. But about 54 minutes in, the tech person comes on and also goes over these features with you. So it's a great thing as a reference. Okay, so Paige had mentioned the forum agenda parallel events. And on her screen, it was her phone. This is the desktop version. Right, so you'll see all of these panels. So it talks about consultation day that we were mentioning. So I'll go there first. So this is Sunday, tomorrow, kicking off the NGO, right? And it's from 10 to 1, New York time. And if you click on it, it'll give you information about what's going on.
And you can register for it there.
You need to register for it. And remember, even if you don't think you can attend something, register for it, and then you'll get a link to the playback. Otherwise, you wouldn't. So virtual exhibit booths is really fun. This is a new feature this year where you can find out. We might think about doing this next time, but you can go and click on, and there's actual a virtual booth where you can have information and click on things that will tell you about that organization. So this is a fun way to kind of a user high-tech that gives you information, and you can click on different things. So this organization, Gender, Water, and Climate Change, and why women of self-help groups. So this tells you about the organization. So that's an example. And I'm gonna, my Zoom pop-up keeps coming up. Hang on. Oh, right. There we go. I'm trying to grab that. All right. So then I'm just going to backtrack. Try to jump out of this. Hopefully. Maybe close that. Okay. So that's the virtual exhibit booths. Information desk will be active starting on Monday. So if you need tech support when you're online, you can come here and click on tech support and chat with them directly. Like, why isn't this opening for me? That kind of thing. So I really want you to check out the lounge. Okay, so this is where we can directly network. And I'm going to encourage everyone who is a virtual participant to join here. I did write them to find out. I emailed them to find out about the place cards in here where we can introduce ourselves, but this is a place where you can advertise, right? So, and network. So people will be joining this, and you can look up, for example, somebody was asking about important people. Okay, so you could scroll down. So Susan Summers is a speaker, and then it'll pull up her card and you'll get information, but we haven't been able to fill out our profiles yet. This is going to be really active on Monday. So Monday, I encourage you to go on, and you can actually drop the image of our parallel events into the message like, hey, I'm attending this. A good way to approach networking is to ask a question like, do you know about Indigenous issues in North America? That's an example of a question I'm going to ask on Monday, and then add the link to our event. Did you know that the Dene are denied their water rights? Drop it in there. And so you can literally click on people and start a conversation. Hi, I'm so-and-so from Servas. I see that you're also interested in this issue. People are posting information about their parallel panels. And I've also posted about our meetup. So I also encourage everyone to drop a little line of, oh, I'm heading to this meetup. Particularly the youth forum members that are in person, you can post things also on, I'm going to this youth forum chat, do you want to join me? I'm going to this meetup. And I'll talk about meetups a little more after this. But next to the enter message, so once you're on it, you'll show up under people. But you can also fill out under enter message, there's a share contact card, which will pull up your information. And I'm getting more information about this issue that I'll put in the WhatsApp chat as to how to really completely fill out the share contact card. But here there's attach a file. So when you do this, you click on this, you can attach a JPEG. So I've attached our parallel panel poster. So I encourage the attendees, speakers to individually start to post, hey, I'm going to this Servas parallel panel. Do you have any questions about it? Would you like to join me? Just start to engage networking about it. Does anybody have questions about this feature? It's under lounge. And right now, the only, these are supposed to be active, but they're not. The only feature that's active is the networking. And then the other, section that Paige had talked to, I think this did say networking, now it says attendees, which is interesting. So it looks like they've pulled the networking feature right now, but that will be active on Monday, and it's a roundtable. So you'll see there's a topic, maybe violence against women and girls, and you want to have a discussion. And it's a real-time live discussion with people virtually. So you'll show up, your name and information, and you can discuss issues in virtual real time. So does anyone have any questions about the VFAIR's NGO CSW68 forum? Speak now.
Thank you, Rachel. That's
okay.
really
So, all right. Oh, I have to find that little spot where I can drag down to close this. All right. Stop share. Let me just look at my list of talking points today just to see if there's anything else I need to mention. Okay, so, oh, shoot. So how to sign up for a panel. I meant to go over that. Okay, so let's go back to, let me screen share again. Okay. So forum agenda parallel events. So you click on that. Sorry, my computer takes a minute. You going? There we go. Okay, so for example, March 18th, 57. There are 57 parallel panels on March 18th. And then you can scroll down. So you click on the date. This is kind of a cumbersome way to do it, but you can scroll down. right? And it gives you, each person has the information about their panel. So I'm going to just scroll down to ours for an example. So with my parallel panel, I was trying to represent the different regions of the US and Canada to see what the issues are on the ground. So we're going to be talking about land rights and basic necessity rights like food and water and access to healthcare, and also how there's a big language recovery movement within the nations here that is how they're getting their identity and their cultural history and wisdom back as a community is through language reclamation. So it's by time, so you can see in the left-hand corner what time this panel is taking place. So I'm scrolling down to 12:30. Sorry if this makes anyone dizzy. But you'll see you can add as much information as you want. Oh, and now my computer is having a brain pause. Okay. This is a large file on the computer. I have a very old computer. So scroll, sorry. So unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, this is how you learn about each panel. You scroll through the time period that you have open and see what you're drawn to. There's so many different topics and different angles. Okay, so here's our panel. So you'll see in this upper right-hand corner that I'm circling, it has how long before this panel happens. On the day of, this will say join, and that will be the Zoom link, right? You'll just click on it. So if you wanted to access this panel, scroll down.
There's also a little plus where you could add it to your schedule.
Yeah,
right?
so I'm going to go over that in a minute. But so let's say you want to know about Denise Livingston, like one of the speakers. You click on their link and you get their bio and all the information, and also the links to their organizations, downloads that they have for you, handouts will all be under their name, right? So Babita, it tells you that she is with the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe, and that she's a linguist and a native speaker, part of language revitalization, and that's what she's going to talk about. Okay, so if you like, oh, I really want to go to this parallel panel, of course you do. On the lower right-hand corner, you see add to my schedule. So you click that, right? And you can also remove it from your schedule by clicking the same place. So now we're going to go back up to the very top, and you'll see, Paige had also pointed this out earlier, under all of the time periods and the dates, the last tag is my schedule. So you click there. So this will show you, unfortunately, not in order of when it's happening. So I really recommend using whatever calendar you normally use to organize and merge all of your events. But so here's my first panel, which I'm going to be, no, that's the last because that's on the 19th. Anyway, so you see if you end up having 3 things that you want to go to at the same time virtually, you can leave them all on and go between, or you can keep your favorite one and remove from my schedule. And again, on the day of, when you're in my schedule, you'll see this will say join right here. Okay, is that clear? Everyone clear on that?
Thanks for showing us.
Okay,
it
great.
does add clarity. Thank you.
So any other questions about technical support with this? And they'll be available under that technical support under the information desk in real time. If you have a problem accessing something, they'll help you get in. Okay.
Well, thanks. That was really
Great.
helpful.
Yeah.
It's a new platform every year.
Yes.
Hopefully this will be the one.
This platform, I think Whova's was much more user-friendly. It had a feature where you could add the other events in and have a calendar on Whova. But, you know, the organizers also welcome feedback. So if there's a feature that you want them to add to or change, you know, I'm sure next year if they stay with VFairs, it will have that feature because everyone's like, we don't have a calendar. Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And have a great time in New York. Everybody that's going.
New York.
Okay, So, gente, we reached the end of our meeting, but I think if we can leave a question for today, because the CSW68 is about women and poverty. So we would like to ask what are your top interests in gender equality? So now, I would like to thank you, Kent, Paige, May, Rachel, everybody who helped. And please, is Francisco there? Is Francisco taking pictures?
He's here now.
Hi,
I'm arriving
Francisco.
home.
You've arrived.
We will be with you at the airport and now at Allison's. Nice. So, say your final words, Kent, Paige. Well, would you like to say some words?
I would just like to add, first of all, thank you so much, Albany, for leading this Zoom session today. If anybody is feeling somewhat confused by all of this information, and there is so much information, I think it will become clearer as we get into CSW itself. Things will make more sense. And this is an advantage of getting together by Zoom next week on March the 16th, where we'll be able to talk about our first week's experience with CSW and NGO CSW Forum, and share our thoughts and prepare ourselves for the second week as well. So thank you, and we'll talk soon.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, you all.
Bye. Thank you.
CSW.
Thank you so much.
Bye. See you in the meetings.
Thank you.